Hi, and welcome to this Flutecast video. We'll get started in just a second, but first we'd like to take a moment to give you a preview of what's coming up over the next year for our workshops, our flute schools, and our flute retreats. Actually, for the first time, we now have Vera out from behind the camera.
We offer a whole range of flute gatherings and workshops, from just a few days to a full week. We start the year in Zion in March, which is a great place to hike and rock climb. We've got lots of teachers and participants there, so it's a nice, large event.
We have Flute Haven in September in Pennsylvania. This is much more intimate, limited to 12 participants. So since we have 6 facilitators, that's a 2-to-1 ratio between teachers and participants. And this makes Flute Haven pretty special. You get an opportunity to really go deep into your music for an entire week. It also has a training program in how to lead flute circles, facilitation skills, activities, and a massive amount of content that you can use in your flute circle.
In October, we have the Flute Harvest Retreat in Southern California. It's also limited to 12 participants. We team up with Kalani for a week dedicated to musicianship and core flute playing skills. We develop a customized individual program for each participant, and people seem to get a lot out of it. Both Flute Haven and Flute Harvest are dedicated retreat centers where everything we need is on site. We sleep there, we eat there, we play our flutes there, all in one gorgeous setting.
We also have a shorter workshop. It's a workshop we've been doing in Florida for the last couple of years. It's in November at the Native Rhythms Festival. That hasn't yet been confirmed for this year, so check our calendar on that one.
We also lead several workshops in Japan. If you'd like to join us in Tokyo, we'll be there in January of 2019.
This is the main focus for us. These workshops are our primary focus, and when you come to a workshop, you're actually helping to support all the free resources that we provide. This Flutecast, as well as all the other Flutecasts on YouTube and Vimeo, the Native Flute Handbook, Flutopedia.com, the finger diagram fonts, and our newsletter. All of these resources prepare flute players when they come to a workshop or when they come to a flute school. We think that if you like the Flutecast, if you like the Native Flute Handbook, if you like Flutopedia.com, you're going to really enjoy joining us in person at a workshop.
We hope that you can give yourself the gift of a flute workshop this year and join us to...
What do we say?
Flute on!
Flute on! The blues scale is the topic of this month's Flutecast. We're going to use the note, the flat 5 note that we had in last month's Flutecast, and we're going to put it to use in this new scale. The new scale is exactly the familiar pentatonic minor scale. I'll just run up and down that. But we're going to add the flat 5 note we learned last time, and I can do it by sliding it, or I can do it by using a cross fingering. That's with the cross fingering. I'll do it with the sliding. That's the scale. And I'm actually going to add one more note at the top end because I like it. I think it feels bluesy. I'm actually going to, at the top end, here's the octave note. And I'm also going to add that half step above that. We've seen that note before. It's all holes closed is the typical fingering with the top hole open. So all holes closed, but just keep the top hole open. Try that. I'm going to add it to the scale. I'm going to do the cross fingering on the blues note, and I'm going to add that new note at the top end. For me, it's not officially part of the blues scale, but I like it. It seems to have that same feel. And in order to increase the blues feel, there's kind of a standard, very familiar rhythm to blues pieces, and it's a 3 rhythm. The way I access 3 rhythms is to, I use a 3 beat. I say chiquita, chiquita. So say it, chiquita, 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 chiquita. And now I drop the middle beat, the key, chi, da, chi, da, chi, da, chi. And I'll slow it down and make a slower melody, chi, da, chi, da, chi. And I'll make a melody in that rhythm. So there's the blues scale. I've shown it in a particular style, which is the typical blues style of playing it, but you don't have to play that note in the blues style. You can use it in a more free time melodic style of playing. If I was to play more typical style of Native American flute music, I might play it like So there's some examples of how you can use this scale in very different styles. Use this scale, use the flat 5 note, and use this in your own style of music. See how you can apply it to your music and expand your music with this new note and this new scale. Enjoy!